Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Prodigies with your hosts. I'm Aiden.
And I'm Jeremy.
Jeremy, okay. Um, and we'll be talking about what we think the AFC is going to pan out to next year. So we're going to be talking about who we think is going to be winning each division in the AFC and possibly some teams to go in those last three seeds for the playoffs. Obviously, it's very early, but these are just our predictions because obviously sports aren't going on right now. So we're trying to just get some ideas so you guys can hear. So we're going to start. First division we're going to be doing is the AFC East. So I'll start on this one. I got the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills had a very good season last year. They are getting another year of Josh Allen. I think he's going to have a really good year. They acquired Stephon Diggs, Josh Norman. They have Devin Singletary. All of these guys are going to be coming back, helping out the Bills a lot. I think the Bills are going to be a tough team. I think they could go 10-6 or 11-5. And I honestly think that the Bills could probably sweep every game in their division. So that's just 6 games under their belt. And I think Patriots obviously have been running this division for the last 20-so years with Tom Brady. But now that Brady's out of there, I don't really think Jared Stidham can carry the load. So I got to give it to the Bills. I think Josh Allen, like I said, is going to have an amazing season.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I actually, going into the 2018 NFL draft, I had Lamar Jackson as my number one, or I said Lamar Jackson will have the best career, and then Josh Allen. So far, I'm looking pretty good. But
You are looking pretty good.
I think Josh Allen will take a pretty good step here. They just traded for Stephon Diggs. You said Norman on defense. I really think the Patriots regress here. I don't like their quarterback room at all. They lost a couple guys on the defense. Kyle Van Noy left, big linebacker. Obviously, Tom Brady's gone now, so I think it's the Bills' division to win, and I'd be very surprised if they don't capture it.
Yeah, I think that's easy division to kind of pick out right now. Next division, AFC North. Swoggle, I know this is where your team is, so you could start this one off.
Yeah, so the Ravens obviously won the division 14-2 last year. They've only improved this season. Their only major loss was Marshall Yanda on the offensive line. He retired. It's going to be a hard, big hole to fill. We drafted 2 linemen in the draft, signed DJ Fluker. So I'm not that worried. We got rammed over in the playoffs by Derrick Henry. So what did we do? Well, the best GM in football went out and traded for Calais Campbell, signed Derek Wolfe to pair with Brandon Williams on the line, and drafted a young Justin Madubuike in the draft. So our defensive line is much new and improved. There should be plenty of sacks coming from the defensive line, which I think will open up more sacks for our outside linebackers. They struggled a little bit with the sack numbers last year. Obviously, our offense is going to improve. I think Lamar's only going to get better, but I think our breakout player this year is going to be Hollywood Brown. Last year, he played with 2 screws in his foot. He was never 100%. You still saw that play, that big playability. So I think Hollywood Brown's going to go off this season, and if I'm you guys, you should have him on your fantasy team.
Yeah, all I got to say about this is Ravens went 14-2 last year. They were amazing. They got a bunch
let me add one more thing. I honestly think the Ravens can go 15-1 this season, maybe even better.
Yeah. Ravens were amazing last year. Lamar obviously had that MVP type season. I think they're going to be even better because of all the guys that Swoggle just named. I don't know where else they could really improve. The only thing I could say is they don't have a top 10 wide receiver, but they still got Hollywood Brown.
Well, by the end of the season, they'll have a top 10 receiver. Trust.
Okay, we'll see. I think Lamar had an amazing season. I honestly think he can improve on that season, throwing wise. Even though he led the league in touchdowns, I think the only thing that could get better with him is his arm, and I think it's just going to be a scary sight for years to come in the AFC North. Obviously, we're not going to forget about how the Steelers played last season. I think they were the last seed to not be in the playoffs, and they didn't even have Ben Roethlisberger. So Ben Roethlisberger coming back, helping out that defense a lot. Steelers are going to be very good, and also the Browns. They have every piece of the puzzle. I just don't know what's working. Maybe it's coaching. Maybe it's Baker. Nobody really knows. But you look at that roster on paper, and they're probably one of the best offenses in the league. You got Austin Hooper that just came in, Odell, Jarvis, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Baker. I don't know. Like, that's amazing, but we need to see it pan out. So I don't even know what the Browns are going to
I
go.
just think they're dysfunctional up top to bottom. They have bad personalities in the locker room.
Yeah.
They're all kind of playing for themselves and not for the team.
Yeah. So I really want this team. I want the Browns to connect, and I want them to be amazing. But I think it may take a year or two for that to actually happen. And I don't know who's going to be around in a year or two for the Browns because I don't know what they're going to be doing. But Odell is saying he's going to have the best season of his career, so I honestly want to see. Next division, I think this is probably the hardest division to pick a winner right now, is the AFC South. So I personally have the Titans. I love Derrick Henry. Guy's a workhorse. Led the league in rushing last year. Obviously wasn't going to be stopped in the playoffs until they came across the Chiefs. Ran over the Ravens. Ran over the Patriots. I think he ran over, the last 3 teams in the regular season. Guy should have won me my fantasy championship, but a couple of the other guys botted. But honestly, this guy's amazing. I think he's a top 5 running back in the league. His size and just his strength is uncomparable to anybody else. But also the guy, you can't ignore that he is very injury prone. So if Derrick Henry gets an injury during the season, the Titans will not make the playoffs because this division is so good. Because they also have the Colts and the Texans breathing down their back. But I think if Derrick Henry stays healthy, this team can win the division.
I just don't. I'm not sold on Tannehill as a quarterback, and that's why I'm gonna have to take the Colts to win this division. I think signing Phillip Rivers on a 1-year deal is a great stopgate until they get their future quarterback. He'll improve their passing numbers. T.Y. Hilton's still there. They just drafted Michael Pittman in the draft and Jonathan Taylor, 2 young playmakers. I mean, their defense is filled with a bunch of young playmakers. They just traded for DeForest Buckner along the defensive line. I really think the Colts are the most talented team in the division, and it's their division.
Yeah, I think the Colts, the Texans, and the Titans will be in a 3-way race from the beginning to the end of the season, unless, like I said, Derrick Henry gets injured or Deshaun Watson gets injured or one of these big names on one of these teams gets injured. But honestly, if everybody stays healthy, it's going to be a good race. I want to see it. I think it'll be one of the toughest divisions to win in the NFL, honestly. And our last AFC division is AFC West. Swoggle, you want to start?
Yeah, I'm actually going to take a little bit of a surprise here, and I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos.
Over the reigning Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs are a phenomenal football team. I think they'll probably go 11-5, but I think the Broncos are going to be very underrated going into the season, and their offense is going to pop off. I was very pleased with Drew Lock's play last season, late in the season. They just signed Melvin Gordon. They still already have Phillip Lindsay, young Noah Fant, young Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy in the draft, KJ Hamler in the draft. Their defense is filled with young playmakers. They still have Von Miller. I just think they're a very talented football team, and they're going to be sneaky, and they're going to surprise a lot of people.
All I got to say is I honestly think that the age, if you take all of the players on their offense and put it together, I think it averages out to 23 years old. I think you got to give that team some time. Right now, the Chiefs are probably one of the best, or I think they are the best team in the NFL. They're coming off a Super Bowl winning season. Mahomes is doing things I've never seen before. He's got Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Now they just drafted Clyde Hilaire. I think this team's going to be disgusting. I think they can honestly go 13-3, 14-2. I don't know. They're just amazing. Mahomes is insanely good. And I understand. You look at that lineup. And I think it's honestly just like the Browns. But I think they have a different mentality. And they're also, I think, a little bit younger. But you look at that. You look at the offense. You have Drew Lock. I think, honestly, he's unproven. He showed stuff in the end of the season. I think it's good to build on. But I don't think they're beating the Chiefs. Then you got Jerry Jeudy, rookie. KJ Hamler, rookie. Philip Lindsay, I think he's very good. Melvin Gordon, amazing. I think when he is playing and he's like actually focused on what he's doing, top 10 running back in the league. They also have Royce Freeman. Don't forget about him. And then you have Noah Fant, Cortland Sutton. That's a bomb offense. I think they're all very good, but I also think they're all very young. You have to give them some time.
I mean, the Chiefs definitely could win the division, but I just love what the Broncos did, and I'm willing to say they're going to win the division.
Okay. I just think after coming off the Super Bowl season, like, I don't know how you cannot pick the Super Bowl champs. Like, obviously, I'm assuming it's probably happened. Like, some teams probably go to trash. I just don't think the Chiefs.
I just love what the Broncos have done, and I really like the way Drew Lock looked, and I loved what the offense looked like, and I think their defense is good enough. So,
okay, so I'm just gonna go over what I think. So obviously, there's gonna be 7 seeds in the playoffs this year. So I think 1 seed is gonna be the Ravens, 2 seed the Chiefs, 3 seed I got the Bills, 4 seed I got the Titans. My 5 seed, I'm going to go with the Colts. Like you said, I think the Colts got a lot of new pieces. I think they're going to be very good with Phillip Rivers. The 6 seed, I got the Steelers. And the 7 seed, I got the Broncos. I like I said, dude, I understand. I also like the Broncos offense. And I obviously, we've talked about it for the last 5 minutes. Yeah. But I think they'll definitely be a playoff team. I'm not going to take that away from them. It depends on, I think I've said this in past episodes. I think it honestly depends on how Drew Lock performs because he is the head of that offense.
Yeah, he's the X factor.
So do you want to do seeding or you want to just put some teams that you think will be?
I think the Steelers can compete. I think the Titans can compete because I have the Colts. I think if the Patriots, if one of those quarterbacks for the Patriots, if Stidham produces like the Patriots, I think, are hoping he does, they can be a contender. I just don't like the Browns. I don't think that they can mesh as a team. So maybe the Texans, they're kind of a question mark to me right now. If David Johnson's healthy, if Brandon Cook stays healthy, I think they can actually surprise with the offense, even though they lost Hopkins. So those are a couple of teams I think can compete.
Yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Please tune in tomorrow. We're going to be posting our NFC. Same thing like we did today, but just the NFC. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribers really help our podcast right now. We're trying to build a fan base, so it would be a really big help to us, and it would mean a lot. So thank you, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow, and I think that's it for today. Peace out from your host. I'm Aiden.
And I'm Jeremy.
And everybody have a good day. Thank you.
Peace.